I'm going to ask the school committee to go into the audience because tonight we're really excited to have Mr. McNamara take the podium, and he's going to be presenting to the community Lincoln High School. So we take our seats in the front.
Thank you, Mrs. Fortunato, Chairwoman Donna Beatty, and it really is my pleasure to bring you kind of a snapshot of Lincoln High School tonight, and I'm trying to do it under the lens of our core values and our beliefs, which are an essential part of not only our NEAS accreditation process, but really focusing us on what we do every day. Really, it comes down to our core values, our beliefs, and our expectations for learning, both academic expectations, social expectations, and civic expectations. But for the purposes of tonight, we'll talk Lincoln High School through the lens of our core values and beliefs. Joining me, kind of around me, is our longtime assistant principal, Mr. Mark Cobb, serves as letters A through K. Joining us this year has been a wonderful addition to our staff is Dr. Kim Liberty, who serves as letters L through Z. Our administrative liaison has been with us for some time, Mrs. Varas, worked on many different projects throughout the year. So that's my administrative team, and I'm really lucky to have such a talented and dedicated team. So, it's going to be a good day at Lincoln High School. One, two, three.
When I get to school, I'm ready to start the day off right, get to work, and I'm just really happy to be here.
That's how we want everybody to feel as they come into the parking lot at Lincoln High. So if you refer to the last page of the packet, is our core values, beliefs, and expectations. So you have them all. Like I said, it's a critical component for us. Our core values are developed really at the beginning of our PBIS efforts to reward student behavior, to really set into stone what we want our students to exemplify on a daily basis. The faculty was really committed to their adoption, and they didn't want to lose them or change them in any way. So one of the things that we do every so often is we do our PIS Rise Up tickets. So you hear the acronym Rise Up: Respect, Integrity, Safety, Engagement, Unity, and Pride. They're a really important reinforcer for kids. They know that they're going to rise up ticket if they do something that exemplifies one of these things. We do it on a regular basis. By far, the most popular reward is lunch on me on Friday from whatever local establishment that we're heading to. That is by far most popular. Second most popular, I'd say, the free homework pass, followed by no change in PE. So our core values are really important as we get ready for our March of 2018, less than 2 years away and counting, decennial accreditation visit. So a really important thing that everybody needs to be able to talk about with fluency as we get closer to that day. All our students who graduate career and college ready through multiple pathways of learning. And I think it's really important that we take a look at both of these. One of the things that we believe at Lincoln High is that the rigor is non-negotiable. The pathways may be negotiable. The experiences that kids need on a daily basis, the depth of knowledge, the authentic learning, those are non-negotiable things. So on the left-hand side, you have our honors physics class. Gary who joins us this year is doing a phenomenal job. And on the right-hand side, you have some kids over at the career fair, which we've done for the past 4 years. I really want to thank Mr. Cobb, who led that work, along with our school-based coordinator, Mr. Callahan, Mary Lacasio, the guidance department, and Patty Hilson, our transition coordinator, for working on our career fair to get kids ready, for what comes after, not only after high school, but after college, because after all, everybody goes to work. We've really focused on expanding rigorous coursework over the past few years. It's been a really front and center item for us on the administrative team. Expanding not only our AP courses, but our honors courses, our involvement in Rick's early enrollment program. Just got a letter today. Personal finance is now going to be considered part of early enrollment for Rick. So we're very proud of the way that we've expanded. We've taken some risks. We've offered 80 human geography to 9th graders. So raised eyebrows at that time. We didn't know how quite that's going to go, but you can see that they did phenomenally well for the first year and had a great, really good first time out. This year we're offering English language and composition, in addition to some other new courses that we'll talk about in a minute. But it's really important to understand the logic behind what we do here. We have a certain pie, we have a certain size pie of kids that can take these courses. You can only take so many electives as a student. So what we started doing the past couple of years is introduce these courses above our honors courses, kind of below grade 12. So we opened up this world to a whole new gamut of kids. So it's really allowed us to expand our offerings, increase the rigor, and it's worked out quite well. And Mr. Rule's going to talk more about the transition to Calculus BC shortly. So you can see over time, we've almost doubled our AP offerings since 2008. And in the underlined our early enrollment courses, you can see just, increased things dramatically. And we're really, really proud of that. Not only are we proud of it, the College Board is very proud of it too. Not only for increasing our enrollment, but also our excellent performance in the exams. We were a College Board honor roll school in 2014 and 2015. That was a huge honor for us. It really validated the work that we've been doing, in getting more kids in classes, but also holding to a very high standard. So at this time, I'm going to call up our Math Department Chair, Mr. Paul Rule, who's going to be ably assisted by two of our students that are in his calculus class, Catherine Packard and McNamara. Mr. Rule.
Good evening. So I just wanted to talk about a little bit of push fits, if you guys can come up. So when we're talking about these students, that I'm talking about being exceptional students and really being able to handle content. These are the two students in mind right now that are current juniors that are in the AP class. And typically our AP class for calculus it's called AB. It's the first course in it, and it typically was 12th grade. As Mr. McNamara said, we've been able to push this down with a couple things we're going to talk about. So where we were and where we are today, I just kind of want to take a look at this. So over in 2010, 2011, we had 10 students take the AP exam, and our average was like 2.5 the year before that. Not very good. So since then, we've really strived to, as a department as well, align our expectations for our students and our honors courses and really make sure that students are prepared for this exam so they can go on to college and understand the material and get college credit eventually. And you can see each year, we've had quite a few students take it, and they've done phenomenally well with the material, and I expect the same thing this year. We have 41 students taking the class because we have some of these juniors in the class this year. In the past several years, since 2012, 2013, 100% passed, which means 3 or greater. So every student's taken class, passed the exam, and over 4 of every 5 student has a 5 in the exam. So they're extremely well prepared, which obviously led us to these students are so capable that they're able to handle more, which is why we're trying to offer the BD calculus, which is the next phase of the calculus. The way that we got there, which is very difficult to do in most high schools, is that one of the things that we introduced is an 8th grade student can take geometry via the VHS program. That's one pathway, and another pathway, as they may speak about, I'm not sure I asked them to say anything specific, so find out what they say, but they went through the summer program to get really intensive exposure to tricks so that they could take calculus this year as juniors. And this also could lead to the implementation of a calculus-based physics as they move on to their senior in the future in the line use correctly. So I would like you to hear from them directly more than from me.
Hi, I'm Catherine. I'm part of the Calculus BC program at Lincoln High School. Being a part of Mr. Rule's AP Calculus class as a junior was intimidating at first, being surrounded by a group of seniors who had taken a year's worth of calculus, whereas we had taken 27 hours of it over the summer. And so for the first few weeks leading up until the start of the class, I thought that wasn't going to be good enough for it, or that my grades weren't going to be as good as I had been used to them being because of the limited preparation that I had thought that I had. And there had been more than one person who told me that being a part of this program was insane and that none of us are ever going to be able to do it. But being in this class with Mr. Rule has been an incredible opportunity for all of us. He's encouraged us all individually to be successful, not just having high grades, but to actually understand the material. And he really pushes us to understand what we're doing and why we're doing it, so that we can get higher grades on the AP exam, as he showed in the data from earlier. And it's resulted in my confidence in my ability and all of my classmates in getting a 5 on the AP exam in May.
Hello, my name is Matthew Mardo. I'm part of the same math program as Catherine and my other juniors. So as a junior in Mr. Rule's AP Calculus AP class this year, I've been continuously met with numerous challenges that, with the help of Mr. Rule, I yet to be unable to overcome. Although it was intimidating walking into an AP math class, I received only 2 weeks worth of pre-calculus compared to the other senior students who studied it for an entire year. My peers and I have since adjusted to feel very comfortable in class. Mr. Rule was able to instill a sense of confidence in each and every one of the students that I truly believe to be unmatched by any other teacher. Mr. Rule emphasizes the philosophy that as a student, you get out what you put in. Throughout the course, he always made himself an available resource for more help and pushed the student to achieve perfection, which in this class means getting every question right on the AP exam, but he's willing to settle for a score of 5, which prestigiously notating that one's extremely well qualified on the topic. As a result, I will never forget when very early in the course, we took a short online questionnaire that asked for our basic information, such as our name, email, and a series of yes or no questions. However, the very last question they asked was, are you ready to get a 5 on the AP Calculus exam? The difference with this question was that there wasn't an option to answer no, only a yes option. In my opinion, there is no better way to describe Mr. Rule's dedication to the success of his students. Consequently, he has made confident my abilities in calculus and opened up a wide variety of opportunities to pursue such an education. As a junior, this math program has provided me what I believe to be a significant advantage compared to those I may compete with in the college application process, and I'm looking forward to achieve even higher levels of success next year with Mr. Rule and AP Calculus BC.
Matt has changed gears from variety show mode quickly back into academics mode. He's had quite a weekend. So at this point in time, I'd like to call up our English Department Chair, Mr. J. Schofield, and also two students out saying, that's right. Okay. Again, AP Language and Composition is a really good example of how we've expanded our offerings and thinking about it in new ways.
Good evening. As I drop things. As Mr. McNamara said, my name is Jay Schofield, and I have the honor and privilege of serving as the English Department Chair at Lincoln High School. And you'll hear from some of the other great English teachers who are in the audience as well, and I'm happy to see them. When we talk about AP Language and Composition, the course is meant to be equivalent to a first-year introductory course in rhetoric and composition. So it's been quite an adventure for us to enter into the AP world. We've had a very successful program with the AP Literature course taught by Venerable Mr. Morgan. So it's very intimidating for me as a new AP teacher to fight to get my students, whether it be Matt, Captain, Gabby, Ali, Ashley, who's not able to be here, and several others, ready for his course, but it's an honor to do so. When you look at the course itself, it also fits very naturally into current trends in education, especially that leads to the study of English language arts. The English Department of Lincoln High School has spent years and continues to continually refine its curriculum according to the rigors of Common Core State Standards and to prepare our students for PARCC, but also for the rigors of the revised FSAT. So the course of English language and composition fit in very nicely to things that we're already doing, but in allowing our students another opportunity for them to refine those skills and to excel not only on the AP exam, but also something that's very relevant to them in terms of SAT and the rigors of college and career, as Mr. McNamara said earlier. For myself, I'm surrounded by teachers in the building, whether it be the English department, the social studies department, math department, like my colleagues, Mr. Rule, and many other teachers who continually challenge themselves to improve their practice, but their students have the best teachers possible. And I would never, being surrounded by such great models of teachers, I always want to challenge myself. So that's why I took on teaching AP language. I have to be honest, it's one of the best decisions I've ever made. Thank you to many of those individuals sitting right here, and to Ali Hussein, because they continually awe me with their talent and their skills. I can see them laughing over there because they probably can't believe I'm saying that about them. But thank you for the daily rewards, and that's enough for me. I introduce to you Ali Hussein.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Syed Ali Hussein. I'm currently a junior at Lincoln High School. I'm here to talk to you about the advanced placement English language and composition course we offer at our school. I would like to start off by talking about how educational and rewarding experience this class has been, especially under the tutelage of our teacher, Mr. David Schofield. In this class, we've gone from studying Native American literature to American Revolution literature to Civil War literature right now. In this course, we have looked at the English language and masterpieces that have influenced the history of man throughout the ages beyond just the fundamentals. If you asked me what rhetoric was in August of 2015, I would have said, I have no idea what you're talking about. Rhetoric is a way various authors and writers utilize strategies and techniques to influence and motivate the audience for which they write. It is safe to say I utilize these aspects every single day I'm in my English class. Without this class, I'm not sure if I would have been able to make my writing as different as it is today. Before this year, I had not found my interest in the subject of English to such a degree as it is today, and felt it did not have much relevance in my future. However, our study of the English language, looking at literature through the lens of rhetoric, technique, and strategy, prepares us for a level of sophistication and success we cannot even imagine yet. Just last week, my fellow peers and I participated in a professional-type debate discussing the controversial topic of whether or not The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn by Mark Twain should be censored to the offensive language and remarks it contained. In this debate, I saw a level of professionalism and vast knowledge I have never seen to such a degree thus far in my academic career. It was very interesting to see such organization and orderliness that you would see more in an adult-like setting. And I'm very happy to see that our faculty, and especially Mr. Schofield, have helped us get here. Now don't get me wrong, it's not a walk in the park. It definitely tests your abilities as a student, both in time and the quality of work that you will produce. It will prepare you for life after high school in such unique ways. So I'd like to thank you, Mr. Schofield, for helping us get this far, and I hope I can utilize everything you've taught me and will teach me to benefit myself and others around me in the future. And it doesn't hurt to have someone else to talk about Star Wars with on a regular basis. Thank you, everyone.
So we talked a little bit about preparing for college, but we also want to be career ready. And we're very lucky at Lincoln High to have some Perkins-funded academies that have been around. Some have been around for a long time, others are relatively new. I want to call your attention to the Journalism and Broadcasting Academy. which is kind of in the middle in terms of age and seniority in the academy system. But it has quickly vaulted to the top in terms of its quality and its scope. So far in that, when RIDE began its Perkins approval process, they basically took a look at our academy and said, journalism and broadcasting, they're ready to go through this full-blown process. And what that allows us to do is it allows us to solicit students from outside of the district to begin tuition in students who may want to study journalism and broadcasting. So that's a really exciting development. You're going to hear a little bit more, so I don't want to slim Posey's thunder. Our London Public Safety Academy has done really, really great things with Roger Williams University, allowing 6 credits which can be transferred. They're not just Roger Williams credits, they're transferable credits. That's a real bonus to kids that go through that academy, that meet the criteria, that do the extra project. It's really a fantastic opportunity. You have a picture of design and engineering and the wonderful things that go on in Mr. Gervais' room. You're looking right now at design tech. You can't really tell, and if a little blinker on Lincoln High School, there it is, there we go. You can kind of see where we're designing it, and they came and talked to you last month about all the wonderful things that go on in there with their dual screens, 3D printers. We have 2 3D printers, which is a huge benefit to the program. We're really very proud of what we're able to offer in that regard. Our International Business Academy do a lot of work with Bryant University, local companies, to get kids the experience that they need to go on and do business in the world. And our Sports Marketing Academy, it's our newest one, and really is still in the process of kind of coming into its own. But it offers kids a great opportunity to go and see things at Gillette Stadium, the Providence Bruins. It's a hot topic, very popular, and really looking for ways to ensure that all our academies kind of rise to the level of where journalism is and law and public safety is, so that kids are getting the best opportunities that they can. So to talk a little bit more about our Journalism and Broadcasting Academy, we have Ms. Doreen Picozzi, who, as you know, earned distinction to be a Master Journalism Educator and what a prestigious award and honor that is. You honored her a couple months ago. She's joined by Mrs. Lisa Carelli, who worked very hard teaching our Introduction to Journalism program, and I'm going to bring up Catherine Packard again and Gabriella Carson to come and talk a little bit about their experience in the Journalism and Broadcasting Academy. And that's a picture of our announcement crew that goes on every day.
Hi, everyone. I don't think I have to explain too much because I'm here quite often. But I do want to just say a few things about the Journalism and Broadcast Academy, because I think that, we have a lot of fun, we do a lot of wonderful work, but we're here to respond to the needs of our kids, and that's really what we do at Lincoln High School. That's what we do every day. We are creating better writers and communicators, young people who have confidence, who know how to research, who know how to use the very same technology that professionals in the business are using, which is also very expensive, which is why we are so grateful for Perkins funding. And we are actually developing students, young men and women who are really interested in the world around them. So ultimately, Ms. Carelli and I, I've been lucky enough to have her as a colleague in journalism for the past 2 years. Last year, we made a real concerted effort to take it a step further. Very often we believe that one of our responsibilities is to make sure that our young journalists, become contributing members of a democratic society. So generally speaking, part of the curriculum is doing public service announcements that benefit the community. We talk about bullying, we talk about harassment, we talk about being kind to each other, we talk about doing something for the earth, we talk about everything. And last year we actually did a special program, as you know, with We Are Here, which really mobilized the community for quite a while, and it was extremely exciting for me as an advisor. And this year we actually took a very big bite out of the community. Yeah, we are actually hosting tomorrow a school-wide straw election, a primary election. All of our journalist students are working it. They are working the polls. They are covering it. They are streaming live. They are writing about it. They are tweeting. They are doing everything possible to let you know how our straw voters are going to be choosing the next president. So actually, I'll have Lisa continue talking about that for a moment, because the last word we had the Secretary of State to is very encouraging. But so I'm really pleased to be here. I'm honored to have my girls here with us. I'm going to ask Ms. Cartwright to continue, and Gabriella, who's our photography editor, and Catherine, who's our editor-in-chief.
It's been an honor the past 2 years to work with Mrs. Covey. This year, I love teaching photojournalism, and I'm amazed at what my kids can do. And what we do in our program, I think, is to look at the work from a different lens. Actually, the idea originated in one of our kids in terms of having the presidential primary. And so many phone calls to the Secretary of State's office and torturing Mr. Mack with how we were going to take on this endeavor. They've only ever done it with small groups. I think Barville did it this year with 2 classes. When I told them that we wanted every one of our kids, so we're looking at between, I guess, 850 students to come through and vote tomorrow. And I'm really excited about it. And my last conversation with a representative from the Secretary of State's office said that Secretary of State would be like all of the high schools in Rhode Island to doing this. So once again, Lincoln High School or the town of Lincoln Blazing Trail. So really proud of my kids, proud to be a part of this program, and I'm proud to be a part of this district.
Hi everyone, I'm Gabriella Carson, and I'm the photography editor for the Lions Roar, and I also contribute stories. And Catherine here is a co-editor-in-chief along with Lainey Kavanaugh. And being a part of the Journalism Academy has had an incredible impact on my time in the high school. My photography skills have expanded so much. I originally joined the Academy because in the 8th grade when we were reading descriptions of the classes, I saw that journalism had a photography unit, so I decided to do it. But it really brought me out of my comfort zone because it wasn't the type that I was used to. And I've become a lot more social person because being a part of journalism requires you to be heavily involved in the school. You kind of have to go outside your comfort zone. And since we have frequent deadlines in class, my writing skills and my ability to work under pressure have improved a lot. And you learn a lot about ethics in class and working with people, which is different than other classes because the way it's structured is you work independently, but you still have a lot of responsibility because of that. So you don't really get the same opportunity in other courses, and that's one of the reasons why the Journalism Academy is so valuable. Being a part of the Journalism Academy has really been an incredible opportunity for me throughout high school. Along with Gabby, I started the intro journalism class freshman year and was named editor-in-chief by April of my sophomore year alongside Erin Bannon and Devin Smith, who were both incredible editors. And after they graduated, I knew that I wanted to do as much as they did, if not more. And this year we've had such a small group working in the topics class alongside our extensive intro class. But the 12 of us in the topics to journalism class have really had to step up and learn how to be leaders, not only within our school, but within our community, with projects like Ms. Cody mentioned, the election, and things like that, taking on things of that nature and really being able to lead people and get news out in an unbiased and efficient manner, working quickly and being able to lead a group of people, which I think will really help us all as we get older and as we move into the real world.
So it's really important that we all understand what a comprehensive public high school means, and I think our electives are our best way to show that.
My students are going to have to write a procedure essay, and what I do is I break it down, the parts. So you know how to write an open paragraph correctly, a little bit of body, outflows, and a closing paragraph. So this is where we are right now. So yes, it's automotive, we're going to take a little bit of writing, and then the next one.
Mr. Grant's class builds some of the pieces here, and then our students come up with a design and paint, and that artwork is auctioned off, and the money goes directly to the Tomorrow Fund, and that money really impacts students in our own community that have families or relatives that have been affected by childhood cancer.
Part of any good high school is to engage parents in a meaningful way. And I have Kate Tompkins, who's the president of our PAC here, to speak a little bit about our active and our vibrant PAC. We'd love to have more members, but we're very lucky for what we have, and it's really been a great thing. And these are scenes from this year's Taste of the Blackstone.
Hi, as you said, my name is Kate Tompkins, and I'm the president of PAC at the high school, and I also have a daughter at Central, so I'm a member of the PAC there. The following is a brief little thing that I say parents when I'm asked to try to recruit new parents. I know there aren't too many parents here tonight, but just bear with me and imagine being a parent and this sort of call to arms, as it were. Right. We all know how important it is to stay involved in our children's academic life, both at home and at school. The Lincoln School Department has given us many tools with which to participate in our children's education. There are the listservs from Superintendent Fortunato and from each school's principal. There are the school's websites, teachers' websites, the many school-associated Twitter accounts, and the district Facebook page, as well as Superintendent Fortunato's phone call and voicemail messages for urgent and immediate notifications. To keep an eye on grades, there is the MMS portal, containing every grade, absence, and missing assignment, not to mention the accessibility of all teachers, staff, administrators, and school committee members by email and phone. But what do you do when you want to be more involved in your child's school? So many want to be active participants, but are afraid they might not have the time or overwhelmed by the options. Maybe you don't know who to contact or where to start, or are afraid that you'll be asked to make a bigger commitment than possible. I'm here to tell you that there's always a way to participate, and that whatever time, effort, and energy you are willing to share, we are willing to accept. Each school has PTA or PAC, and they're all filled with warm and welcoming people. Yes, it is great if you can jump in, attend every meeting, and take a position on the board. That isn't the only way. At the elementary level, people are always needed for an hour, or for science night, or math night, or game night. You have small children, making it difficult to do things outside of the home. There are always a couple of phone calls that need to be made. Is your schedule inconsistent and a little out of sync with the school? There is never a shortage of errands that need to be run, or posters that need to be made, or envelopes that need to be stamped. Do you have a special skill or knowledge that you want to share? Bring it up with your PAC principal or your PAC president or school principal. We want you to share it as much as you want to share it. If your child has special interest at school and you prefer to volunteer your time and energy to that end, that's great too. At the high school, there are band boosters, the post-grad committee, and the athletic council, as well as individual clubs, sports, and activities. Any one of these would be grateful for your help. The middle school, too, has a wide range of student clubs and activities in addition to PACs. At the elementary levels, many teachers are looking for volunteers in the classroom on a weekly basis for certain activities, and volunteers are always needed for annual events such as dances, sports night, and field day. The point is, when you participate in your child's academic and school life, your child benefits, the school benefits, the community benefits, and you benefit. An hour a week, an hour a month, an hour a year, either from home or in the school, whatever level of commitment, time, effort works for you, works for us. Pick up the phone or type the email and say, I want to help, what can I do? Contact your child's school, teacher, coach, or PAC president, and we will find the opening that has been waiting for you to come fill it. Now, as I said, that is my call to arms. Anybody who was at last week's Taste of the Blackstone, or at our freshman roar, or at any of the other school events, our teacher appreciation, can see what an incredibly dedicated and enthusiastic group of parent volunteers we have at Lincoln High School. Thank you.
The quality of education that my daughter gets here at Lincoln High School is phenomenal. I'm happy, she's challenged, and that's what I wanted. There's no other place that I would want her. Lincoln High School is a great fit for her.
The best 15-second commercial we could ask for. It's really important that we kind of talk about the fact that sometimes kids need a little extra support and kids need a little extra help. It's very important to us that we identify those kids early and get them the right support that they need. Addressing the needs of all learners, we have a series of interventions, and all of this kind of based on data. So with all different levels of support and levels of intervention, we have our attendance team focusing on improving our daily attendance and addressing chronic absenteeism, which is a big problem in the state of Rhode Island. Our PBIS initiatives focusing on behavior and school climate. RTI addressing academic and also behavioral deficiencies that some kids may have. Special education for those students identified under IDEA that need a modified curriculum. So data underpins all this. A lot of these work together, and kids that we talk about in attendance, we'll talk about in PIS and RTI and so on and so forth. So it's really important that we know that we have to get everybody to the finish line, and these are ways that we work on that. Getting to that finish line is really important. It's the goal that we can all set for ourselves. We've been able to get to a 94% graduation rate, which we're very, very proud of. And you can see we had a lot of work to do. And when you talk about real numbers in terms of 84%, 86%, we're talking about a significant number of kids that came in grade 9 that for whatever reason did not make it through in their cohort. There are lots of different reasons for that, and this is not a dropout presentation, this is not a graduation rate presentation. What we need to know is we saw the data, we saw the trends, and we knew what we were doing just wasn't good enough, it wasn't working. So we really put in a lot of interventions, like watch advisories, the slide that you saw before, was a little mini snapshot of that, to really identify kids that need that extra push towards graduation. So we put in these different interventions, and I'm also going to give a plug for the administrative team. As an administrative team, we worked really hard to identify kids and form relationships with kids that we believe are at risk. And nagging and prodding and nagging some more has really paid great dividends for us. And this year we're really proud to get to that 94% rate. And that's a real testament to teachers' work every day. It's not about one intervention. It's about the interactions and the quality of the relationships that teachers develop with students and administrators develop with students every day. That takes time. It takes hard work. It takes giving message that we're not going to give up on a kid even when a kid wants to give up on himself or herself. So out of all the things in this presentation, I would say by far and away, I'm the most proud of that number because it really represents what we've tried to do as a team and as a school. I've also spent, since 2009, since the graduation season of 2009, I've spent personal time meeting with every kid that's in danger of not graduating and working to get them across the stage. It's very, very validating to have that as the ultimate goal of the whole school community, knowing that we're all pulling in the same direction. And that really is the most important thing we can take away from this, is that faculty and staff really have a can-do attitude. And they know that this is really the best measurement of our success as a school and as a community, that we're not leaving kids behind like we were here. This is our ultimate goal at the end of the day when they receive that diploma at TCRI.
As a freshman, I didn't really understand how important it'd be to have these relationships with teachers, but now that I'm graduating, I know that teachers are a little bit more than your teachers are. They are honestly friends, and they're someone that you can always rely on to go to, and it's really important for students to have a special relationship with at least one or two teachers, so that way you always have someone to go to.
It's okay to be scared coming in as a freshman, but your priorities are going to change. Like freshman year, you're going to want to be social and explore the school, figure out everything, you're going to be stressed, whatever. By the time you're a junior, you're going to be focusing on your grades and schoolwork and trying to get into colleges, SATs, and everything. You're going to be a totally different person. And it's all because of the way that teachers and faculty and peers, everyone shapes you throughout your time here.
As a freshman, I didn't really understand how important it'd be
You look
to
for
have these
ways
relationships with
students
teachers,
develop
but now
and get the skill they need to thrive the rest of their lives. Lincoln High School is a place for them.
We know we're doing a good job when kids come back and say they're well prepared, whether that's in college or in a career, a technical school, the military. We've prepared our kids well for their next step. We know we've done the job.
So special thanks really to Ms. Picozzi and her staff and kids for getting this video together, which we used a longer extended version of at our open house for incoming 9th graders. So I hope that I've given you a real good snapshot of all the great work that goes on every day at Lincoln High. It's a team effort, and I am so blessed and so lucky to have been the principal at Lincoln High School since 2008. It is really my dream job, and thank you. It's a pleasure.